Leo, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click on the description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Here we go. So this is interesting. In your hopes, it looks like you're hoping to delay a transition. You feel like you don't necessarily you feel a transition coming on, and you know that it's going to give you a sense of like a loss of control. So you're hoping to delay the transition as long as possible. Because you fear having to manage this whole situation. You recognize that things were going in a particular order and in a particular way, and everything was going okay, but you came across some change. You came across some opposition, and you recognize that you have to change the way you're doing something, and having to take on all of these new burdens, having to take on all of these responsibilities of changing leaves you emotionally depleted. And that is what's causing you the anxiety. It's almost like you were just finding your footing and you were just finding a foundation, but you see change coming around the corner and you fear like the rug is just going to be pulled out from under you, like the bottom's just going to drop and that all of the goodness that you've been experiencing is going to fade away. The reality of the situation is that you're constantly manipulating your environment, okay, in order to find this emotional fulfillment. But this emotional fulfillment that you're searching for is eluding you as well as the control. So it's almost like you're focusing so hard on being able to control everything and always being happy that you really can never do either, right? Because controlling everything takes too much work and that causes you anxiety. And always being happy all the time is like, oh, it's almost impossible. So it's like you recognize that there are just some things that are out of your hand. And the things that are out of your hand, stepping into the unknown is very, very scary for you. So you wish to delay a transition. And it's almost like you're just cycling. You know what I mean? Ooh, Leo, what are you doing to yourselves? Hmm. So again, delaying the transition out of a fear of loss of control. But it seems like that's exactly what the problem was. At some point, you didn't take the steering wheel to steer the ship in the direction that you wanted it to go. It's almost like you missed an opportune moment to get the things that you wanted. And like I said, you have this anxiety that it's just going to be too much responsibility and that that's going to drain you emotionally. But there's a truth behind that. There's a reason for it, and it's that reason that you don't want to face. So you didn't want to take control of the situation when you had the opportune moment, and there was a truth that you ignored. There was something that you didn't want to face. And now you're dependent on someone or something else for this emotional fulfillment. And it's like you can't manipulate this emotional fulfillment because you put too much emphasis on somebody else providing something for you. Yeah, the information gathered. How do I put this? It seems like no matter how much research you put in, it's never enough. It doesn't add up to something that you can use to forge your way forward, to really push on. It doesn't give you enough resources to move forward. And the problem is Leo, just to be completely honest, the problem is you're seeking external solutions to an internal problem. Now is the time to take that finger and point it inward. Okay? There's something, how do I say it? You need to figure out what you're lacking and what you're needing. Not what you're wanting, but what you're really needing. What are you really lacking? And you have to be able to provide that thing for yourself. So if you're searching for love, you have to love yourself because where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're looking for companionship, you need to be able to find the right balance with the right people. So first you need to be able to be okay and comfortable being alone or being your authentic self before you can then turn around and be that authentic self with other people. Okay? If it's finances, okay, you can't rely on other people to assist you with finances all the time. You either need to cut corners in another area of your life or figure out how to bring something in. You know, you can always find more time and money when you shift your priorities, when you look at what's really actually important. So it might just be where that money's going. It's not so much how much is coming in, but how much is going out that you might have that control over. But ultimately, Leo, you're constantly seeking for something outside yourself to make you happy, when what you have to do is you have to learn to provide that particular thing, that need that you have for yourself first. You can't find an external solution to an internal problem, Leo. This is very tough. This is a tough thing to face. And you're literally going in circles trying to solve the same problem over and over. And it's just not working because you're not looking at it correctly. You have moments of truth and clarity of what you need to do, but you keep thinking that there's another way around it. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.